Can I suggest to you then that you were created to solve a problem? Now, let me just say this very quickly. You were born to solve a problem, and you are God's response to a need that he created. In other words, you are the answer to a question God knew they would ask in your generation. Everyone came to earth to manage a problem, to solve a problem for humanity. You exist because you are the fulfillment of one of God's desires. You are the assignment in your generation. I was born to solve a problem in the world. So were you. I'm not better than you. I'm not a superior. I just found my problem. And my job is to help you find your problem. You were not born just to make a living, pay bills, and die. You were born to actually solve a problem on earth. And you are the solution. By the way, you get paid for the problems you solve. Write that down quick. You see, you don't work really for money, you know. You work for solutions. And then people pay you for solutions. Once you find the problem, you found your wealth. I'm hearing all these layoffs taking place and layoffs. And I'm sitting there going, boy, these people are going to go crazy because that was their life. If your job is your life, that's your life, then you got to really ask God for revelation fast. Say it with me, I am necessary. Say it loud. Shout it loud. In other words, you are not a mistake. You came to earth and we need you. Whatever you carry, we need. We have to help you find it though. You were born to solve a problem. And if you never find that problem, the problem still exists. Yes. The graveyard is filled with people who never solved the problem they were born to solve. And one of my major jobs in life is to help you find it. This is what the ministry is about. The Bible says he gave some apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers. For what reason? To train the saints for what? The work of their ministry. To help you find where you're supposed to administrate. What you're supposed to do. That's my job. I can't make you wealthy. I can't make you everything else. I'm supposed to show you your gift. Help you find your ministration. Once you find it, then you add to the body. You build up the body, the Bible says. Each joint supplies. I like that. Each joint supplies. That means whatever you're supposed to supply the body, we are missing if you don't supply it. You're not a mistake. I put this then to you that Moses is an example of solving a problem. You become valuable based on the problem you solve. Moses solved the problem of slavery. David solved the problem of Goliath. Please, do not ask God to remove every Goliath you meet. Stop praying for deliverance from your success. Do you understand? When the problem shows up, don't ask God to move it. The problem shows up to introduce you to yourself. If there was no Goliath, there'd be no King David. Can you imagine that? That giant was his ticket to his greatness. Tell your neighbor, don't fight it, kill it. Stop trying to run away from the key to your greatness. The problems you're going to meet this week have been sent to give you value. David was not important until he killed Goliath. Your value goes up when the problems are solved. Are you with me, Doc? So when you go back to your job and you see some difficulties, don't run from them, embrace them. Tell them, welcome to your greatness. I'm about to kill a giant. By the way, you are never remembered for the things you avoided. You are remembered for the things you survived. Joseph solved the problem of dreams. Pharaoh had a what? He had an economic crisis in Egypt. Who solved it? Joseph. Who was he? A prisoner. Sometimes the solution is in jail. And when you find your problem and you solve it, you'll go from prison to prince. It's the solution that makes you valuable, not your location. The demand upon my life is directly tied to the problems I realize I have to solve. Third world leadership problems. That demand was created by the solution that I keep supplying. Don't look for money. Please, don't look for money. Money follows solutions. Why do you think Bill Gates is so rich? Computers used to be as big as this room. Did you know that? Yeah, Bill Gates used to work for IBM when they used to do DOS. Boy, I used to hate that stuff. I couldn't remember all them, formulas. And Bill Gates developed Microsoft in IBM. Took it to the board, and the board said, it'll never work. So he resigned from IBM, went to his garage and built a computer with the software, and every IBM computer now carries his software. It could have been theirs, but they couldn't see beyond their own tradition. And what did he do? He solved a problem. Richest man in the world. Your leadership is in the problem you were born to solve. Write this down, please. Daniel solved the problem of administration. You know the Bible says about Daniel? It says that King Nebuchadnezzar promoted him to Secretary of State because of the excellency of his work. He solved the problem of administration in Babylon and was promoted to the top position. What problem are you solving? Esther solved the problem of genocide. Remember, they were about to kill all the Jews, and she went in there and she said, I'm going to solve this problem. And today we can't forget that young lady because she solved a problem. I wonder if there's some young kids in the Bahamas who are about to get destroyed by sex or by some kind of a prostitution, and there's a young woman who's supposed to save them. Maybe your greatness is in the problem right in your neighborhood. And we're so busy trying to pay light bills and water bills, we walk past the problem every day that's supposed to make us great. I find out years ago, if you want to be great, look for problems. Make a note of this, please. This is very important. Jesus solved the problem of sin. That's why he's so famous. He solved the most important problem on earth. Sin and death. I follow him because I'm scared of death. I know you all a lot of faith. Me, I'm scared of death. I won't come back. So I figure I better follow the fella who solved that problem. Anybody with me? Praise the Lord. He rose from the dead. I'm going to go with him. Now, Muhammad, I ain't know about him. Confucius, I ain't hear about him. Buddha, I ain't know. But this brother, he rose from the dead. The number one fear of humans is death. And this man solved it. His value is in what he did. Write this down. Every problem is a business. I hope we can get this revelation. I am so scared of what's happening in our regions where we have become so dependent on government to meet our needs that we become helpless when the government cannot. May God have mercy on us. As a matter of fact, what we've actually created is the government has become the economic parent of the citizen. To the point where we don't even think anymore. We just want to be slaves to a governmental machinery. It's called employment. And so most of the governments of our region, they actually run their political program on promising you employment. God never gave Adam a job. Secondly, he never gave Adam anything. He put everything in the things around him. God never gave Adam a chair. And I'm sure the brother had to sit down sometime. God never gave Adam a bed, never gave Adam a table. Why? He hid them in the trees. See, employment prevents you from seeing the table in the tree. That's why those of us in our post-colonial countries, we always struggle with poverty and employment and depending on external investors because we've been conditioned not to see the table in the tree. We'd rather buy the table from Miami rather than make it out of the tree. Work. Become. Everyone who's ever been successful solved the problem. You all remember Miami basketball team, the Heat? So they say, brother, we hear you could play. You want a few $1 million? You got a gift, and we got a problem. Everybody say gift? Problem. Write that down. You were born with a gift to solve a problem. When the problem meets the gift, wealth is the result. Don't work for money. I'm telling you, money follows solutions. Spend the next 3 weeks thinking about what I'm teaching right now. I want you to sit down the next 3 weeks because you got 1 year about to leave you. You can let the next year be like this one. Staggering, wandering through life, trying to figure out whether you should retire. Let me tell you something. You better start thinking beyond your job. What is my gift? What is my strength? What is my uniqueness? What do I have that I can give the world? Let me go find the problem. Everybody say, be a business. I think this is the key, you know. God wants you to be a business. Every problem is a business. Business is born when the solution to a problem is discovered.